Someone get on the radio to command. They can start moving armor through Saint-Lambert. Let's get some reinforcements to the Polish, eh?
Recently, we talked about the downfall of the Call of Duty campaign. Now let us talk about the AAA. Well, yes, there are some AAA that are doing gangbusters, such as Black Myth Wukong, Wushang Fallen Feathers. Although for many Eastern AAA, I think the one key component they need to fix is performance issues, okay? That's all. But for the Western AAA, yeah, it's an uphill battle.
In 2026, the gaming industry changes forever.
2026.
For years, people have been guessing why everything feels like it's starting to fall apart. Budgets, toxic gamers, DEI, take your pick.
That's right.
But those are the symptoms, not the cause. Behind the scenes, investors already know what's coming. And for the first time, so do we.
Yeah.
We got access to investor material, the kind of data you only see in closed-door meetings. This isn't another gaming is dying video. This is the part nobody was supposed to see. 2026 might be the year AAA gaming dies, and no one is ready for it.
Taking the mace is one thing. Now we have to hold it.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Master of the TDS.
And I'm Riding Raven.
And today, we're opening the door.
Into the Twilight Zone?
Not quite, but it's a door into the part of the industry nobody was supposed to see. Before we go any further, let's make something clear. The material came from a gaming industry executive who sat in on a private investor session. None of it is under NDA. Technically, it's public. Just not something most people would ever get access to. And that's why it matters.
And before anyone panics, this is exactly why we are allowed to
Keep
cover
calm,
it.
folks.
Sorry
Keep calm.
to disappoint all the haters hoping we get taken down.
Haters will have to cope, because this was a high-level panel with people who manage billions in gaming investment. People who fund studios, advise publishers, and quietly steer the direction of the entire industry. And they weren't holding back. They were talking openly about what's happening right now and what's coming in 2026.
And no, we're not naming our source. We like this person, we want them to keep their job. And honestly, the important part isn't who they are, it's what the investors are saying.
Exactly. And to put it lightly, they're concerned. The material lays out exactly what they expect in 2026, and none of it looks good.
Concerned is the polite version. To be blunt, they're bracing for the total collapse of the AAA industry as we know it. Yes, you heard that right. Video game Armageddon is coming.
The investors kept circling a few major pressure points they believe are going to push the industry over the edge.
And we're going to break those down in terms us mortals can understand.
Now, I don't know if Hypnotic...
What? Get in the tank.
Give me a minute. Ooh, ow. Now, again, I don't know if Hypnotic or Smash JT or Atreus have picked up on this story, but I trust Gothic Therapy, okay? So again, for the AAA video games in the East, my main concern for them is performance issue, okay? Or in this case, make a game playable. Everything else, I can excuse them, okay?
Tank to the south.
Panzer! Aboy!
Focus on that tank.
Fire!
They're taking out our tank.
See this? This is what the game looks like.
Make every shot count.
Fire!
The tank is bolted through the western line.
Aboy! Burn!
Tank to the west.
Oh! Allez! You like this?
We're in trouble.
What the? Okay, can I get that? See this? This is what... I don't know what's happening. For the AAA, okay, folks? For the AAA, yeah, it's an uphill battle, okay? No matter what we do, alright? Or what they do, in this case.
No finance degree required.
One of the biggest things investors are worried about hits AAA at its foundation. The rules around minors in games are tightening right now, and by April of 2026, the new COPPA compliance deadline lands.
What is
Oh.
COPPA, you ask?
Oh, yeah.
COPPA is the
I remember that.
Children's Online Privacy Protection Act. Protecting kids is good. Everyone agrees with that. But the updated rules don't just change what counts as children's data. They also change what games can be treated as child-directed, and that is where the
yes.
real problem starts.
Originally, COPPA covered names, emails, basic identifiers.
Okay.
The update expands that to biometric and behavioral data.
Jesus.
Voice patterns, eye tracking, facial analysis, movement data, basically anything a system can pull from you that can be turned into a profile and then sold to advertisers.
Advertisers getting our data isn't new, but people have no idea how constant it is. Most games collect some version of this without us even noticing,
Yeah.
especially multiplayer, which means any studio using these systems is suddenly exposed to massive fines if they mishandle it.
And here's the catch. Companies cannot collect or process that data from minors without verified parental consent. Real verification. We've already seen platforms like YouTube roll out age verification, and now we understand why.
They're protecting themselves early. And here's the part that really matters. With biometric and behavioral data now protected, and the FTC already forcing parental consent for under 16 monetization in real cases, these changes start hitting teen data too. And unless your grandmother's knitting club is secretly a Fortnite squad, most people playing these games are teens.
So when that age group becomes the most regulated, the entire monetization framework holding AAA together gets cut off at the source. Studios now need oversight, not just for kids, but for teens as well.
Studios built on teens being their main revenue stream will have to rebuild from the ground up, and most won't survive. At that point, the studio becomes a headless chicken running around with whatever guts it had left spilled all over the floor.
Wow.
Well, gather up what's left of those guts and stick a fork in that chicken, because that is only the first way AAA is getting cooked.
Okay.
Now, the next
First
point
way.
investors were worried about is where things get dangerous.
Okay.
We talked about children and teen data, but biometric data by itself is a whole separate problem. Some states already regulate biometrics, and in those places, courts have ruled that every single biometric scan counts as its own violation.
Not per user, per scan. Every time the system pulls data from you, that's another fine. That will drain a bank account faster than a lawyer with a grudge.
To be fair, Illinois just moved to cap that kind of per-scan tracking, which tells you how insane the liability was. But investors expect other states to copy the original rule before it gets capped.
I overheard my country, Malaysia, is now proposing this on Parliament. I don't know for
Get
sure.
out of here and form up with Papa John! Okay, let's move out! No time to
Because there are
waste!
some games that are considered T for teen, okay? And E for everyone. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
German grenade! Move!
Oh, yeah, there are some games. Again?
Hilfe wurde getroffen!
Yeah. What the? What is that? Oh, give me a minute.
Come on, let's go! Have a grenade, you Schweine! Los geht's! Auf ihn oben! Police! Got him!
Come on, make on. Again, there are some games that are rated either T for teen or E for everyone, okay? Like this one.
Feindliche Infanterie! Nordwestlich von uns! Have a grenade! We're running out of ammo here!
See? This is mostly T for teen, okay? So,
They're overrunning the trenches!
I'm not sure how they're gonna do it.
We must get out of this place! Kommt sofort! Wir müssen keine Zeit verschwenden! Come on, let's go! Weichheit! Sanitäter!
Is someone behind us?
Los jetzt! In Deckung gehen! Los! Hilfe wurde getroffen!
So it'll be interesting to see. But frankly, folks, my country is mostly, when it comes to that, give me a minute. I missed.
Keep moving!
I mean, my country, when it comes to that, when it comes to protecting children, there are some families are doing good in terms of that, okay? In my country, at least. Because I think most families in Asia understood when it comes to parental control or anything. They understood. Most, at least. This, let's say, comment. Oh! Well, there goes our guy. I will leave.
Keep moving across the hill!
Oh, I don't know why I do that.
And just to put this into perspective, the average VR game scans your face about 60 times per second.
Cut that out.
Eye tracking, micro expression, spatial orientation, all of it.
Great.
It sees into your very soul.
Breaking that down, which means math time, unfortunately, 60 scans per second times 60 seconds times 60 minutes, that's
Wow.
216,000 biometric captures
That's a
in
lot.
a single hour.
And if each one counts as a separate violation at $125,000 a pop, that's $1.08 billion from one user
Wow.
in 1 hour. I am never doing that math again.
You don't need to convince me. Math can go sit in the corner and
Yeah.
think about what it's done.
Yeah, I'm not
But
doing that math.
I did say we're cooking that headless AAA chicken, and this is the part where it turns to charcoal.
I prefer medium well, so I'm passing on that dinner. But can I keep the guts?
No.
Oh.
Don't even want to know what you're going to use them for.
Fine. Anyway, in all seriousness, this is not sustainable. A single VR session could stack enough penalties to wipe out a studio instantly. And if
Whoa.
that enforcement model goes mainstream, VR is more dead than it already looks.
Regulation is one thing, courtrooms are another. And if the first two risks weren't enough to convince you the AAA apocalypse is coming, this one will.
You've probably seen a handful of game-related lawsuits float by. A headline here, a case there, the video game addiction filings, the
yes,
video
remember
games
that.
cause violence stuff,
Remember
a kid
that.
spending thousands on Raid Shadow Legends using mom and dad's credit card.
Speaking of Raid Shadow Legends, this video is sponsored by...
No
Yeah,
one,
Raid.
because we have taste. And Raid Shadow Legends belongs in the trash.
Know your fucking place, trash.
Bashing a terrible mobile game aside, the lawsuits you hear about aren't the real number.
Not even close.
To be blunt, even though bluntness is usually Raven's thing,
I will allow it.
there are over 100 active cases right now targeting addiction mechanics, behavior manipulation, and dark pattern monetization. Over 100. And
100?
most people have only heard of maybe
Kidding me?
2 or 3 because the media barely touches the rest.
But even
Okay.
if you haven't heard of them,
Okay.
you will. Because 2026 is when the first major cases hit trial or settlement. And that's when we get the rulings and precedents that decide how
Right.
courts treat behavioral design in games.
And these aren't small claims. These cases argue that mechanics companies use to make people spend money exploit players the same way regulated industries do.
And that might sound good. Cracking down on predatory monetization is a great thing. But when the government is the one doing the cracking, that's where things get messy.
And if even one of these lawsuits lands, studios will have to rebuild everything. Monetization, retention loops, reward pacing, the entire spine that holds AAA live service together.
And you might ask, where's the downside? Isn't this what gamers have wanted? And yes, long term, this pushes studios toward better games, but AAA can't adapt like that on the fly.
Exactly. You can't rip out the heart of a live service economy halfway through production and expect the game to survive.
And
Assuming
it gets
it's
worse.
not in
if a court
production.
decides these mechanics are harmful, insurance premiums spike. Some studios won't even qualify for liability coverage.
And when that happens, where do you think they make up the difference?
I don't know it's going to indie game on this part. Give me a minute.
Here is our situation. We to fortify the western flank because the Bosch are starting to break through. But God's gun has been down, so we try to beat their move. Split up, pull on down through the trenches. Rudik, provide sniper fire from those bushes up there. I'll take Nova and go around the side. Bahater, back up Ulan on Lucky.
Okay.
Use this. You're a sniper now, huh?
So, here's the thing. Well, I just wanted to say that now, yes, it could affect AAA, which I'm certain some people will go for indie when it comes to prizes. Yeah, I'm changing this. This is better.
Aim for the Bosch when you're up the hill.
Come on. Renga. See, that's what I like.
Move to the other bunker!
Yep.
Everybody in that trench!
On. So again, I would say that.
German troops!
I would say that. Oh. So again, when I think for AAA, there is a lot of things that need to be repaired. Although, not certain how the fight is gonna work. Come on. Come on. Ooh, banana. I got that one. Honestly, I hope this thing doesn't affect indie, or AA games. Oh, banana.
Hilfe, wurde getroffen! Eine Granate! Kommt sofort!
Ow. Come on. So again, when it comes to this, come on. Get it. Take that. Ooh. Again, like I said, I really hope that indie remains intact, at least. That's my main concern, and take that. So, even if the price increase, that's why I will mostly buy indie games or maybe games that are already in sale, okay?
Once those costs start stacking.
It's not just one lawsuit. It's the beginning of a legal classification, harmful design. And once a court defines something as harmful, every publisher using it gets hit.
And the fallout isn't going to be pretty. Gamers have been warning about this for years. Investors finally agree, and AAA waited way too long to fix it.
In short, the bloodbath is coming. And it's going to get a whole lot worse before it gets better.
Now that we've gone through the major concerns investors have about the future, the conclusion is obvious. AAA isn't built to survive this. They built their entire system around guaranteed cash flow, and that system was predatory. We told them to change.
Yeah.
They refused.
Yeah,
And now it's too late.
It's
AAA
too late.
development
Too little,
takes
too
5
late,
to
comrade.
7 years. Most of the games being made right now were planned long before any of this was even on the horizon. You can't just pivot halfway through a $100 million project.
All of these restrictions and changes hit at the same time, and together they spell disaster for the AAA industry.
We've already seen publishers cutting staff and canceling projects before any of this even hit. That's not coincidence. They know they're in trouble, and they're doing whatever they can to survive.
And here's the part that stings. We warned them. Gamers warned them. We
Yet they
begged
refused
them
to
to
listen.
focus on gameplay and story instead of checkboxes and predatory monetization.
They either ignored the criticism, or they decided they knew better. They lectured their own customers instead of listening. And now the audience has left the building, and they are not coming back.
And by the way, Sweet Baby Inc. is coming back and they are now declaring war, okay? How those companies still operates? Well, for starters, Montreal.
The Canadians sent the radio operator. He's on the North Ridge.
Yes, Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Canuck. Oh. Yes, Canuck.
Private Leslie Barron, Canadian 4th Armored, reporting for...
Radio works. Use it.
The Germans are right behind me.
Radio. Need artillery strikes now. Wahada, you go with
Barron, Leslie Barron.
Go with this Canuck.
Wow.
Get some fire on those guys.
Amazing, folks.
More
Whoa.
up on me. Come on, take them out.
I didn't mean to do that.
Let them have it.
Wow, all it takes to this year, it took for them to realize that they're in trouble.
One down.
Jeez, folks. Countless videos that were put up on YouTube. All were saying the
Just
same
off the
thing,
paved road.
warning these AAA to at least
Nailed him.
improve. But what they do, they refuse to listen.
Pushing it from the west.
Now, what happens next?
Over by the dirt road.
Yeah, they refuse to listen, and look what
Entering
happens
from the
right
west.
now.
That's a kill. The tanks are getting away.
On, boom.
Dropped him.
Yeah, got him. So again, I'm saying this one thing.
Pushing
the
it from the
indie-
west.
Yes, the indie game developers, they're doing good, but at least
Over
they're-
by the dirt road.
they're gone.
Tanks are getting away. Get to the upper bunker.
they're gone.
Moving in from the north.
Again,
Come on, take
gamers
'em out.
have made, or in this case, everyone has made countless videos telling the industry that they should change, they should improve. But no, they refuse. Look what's happening right now.
Coming in from the north.
Not just Activision, okay? Treyarch, Microsoft, everyone, we all tell them not to use this whole checkboxes, DI stuff, or predatory monetization, and look what's happening.
Let them have it.
I can't see. See what's happening right now.
Moving in from the north.
Now it's too little too late. Well, except of course if you are from the east, which right now they're doing gangbusters,
Come on, take them out.
except they need to fix the not the monetization,
That's a kill.
performance issue.
They have reached the base of the hill.
Yeah, whoa. They come. Oh,
Jeez, there's crowds all over the place.
Work your way up past the gate. I'll get help.
yeah.
Let's go.
Ooh. So again,
Hold this position till he gets back.
what did I jump that for?
Get back, Pete. Pull back.
Allez.
Pull back.
whoa, where'd you come from?
The line of reinforcements arrived!
Come on.
Pull back!
Bring gun.
Up the hill, Buhate!
Let's get out of here!
Come on.
Those Canucks! Where are the rest of your comrades?
Don't worry, you'll see green flares soon enough.
Bahater, spot targets for the guards.
Pushing DEI and refusing to listen is going to cost them, literally and figuratively. If they'd pushed diversity of thought instead of surface-level agenda storytelling, if they'd listened to fan criticism instead of blaming the fans,
Yeah?
they might have had enough goodwill to survive this.
But there is no goodwill left.
Nope.
A studio without its players is a body without blood flow.
These changes are good in the long run, but they're a wolf in sheep's clothing, a Trojan horse. Right now, the government happens to be doing things gamers agree with, but giving them this much power over games? That's not
No.
something to take lightly.
Yeah.
Long term, the industry will get better. Better
Okay.
practices, better games. But the path to get there is not going to be pretty.
To
It's
any
an uphill
publishers or
battle.
studios listening, you did this to yourselves.
You
That's right.
made your bed of nails. Time to lie in it.
Everything we've talked about sounds grim. It'll lead to good things in the end, but at what cost? Government stepping in is not exactly something we should celebrate, but
Nope.
there is hope.
Yeah.
Gaming isn't dying. The version of gaming built on manipulation, hostility towards fans, and bloated budgets is dying. And honestly, good.
When
Good.
those predatory systems finally get ripped out, the studios left standing will be the ones actually making good games.
Indies walk through this mostly untouched. They don't rely on predatory loops, VR scans, or DEI-driven propaganda. None of the systems being regulated are the ones they build their games on.
And when the air clears, the studios that rise will be the ones that earn player support.
As weird as it sounds, things will get better.
Hmm.
And gamers, for the first time in a long while, actually win.
Now, before we let Gothic Therapy finish, okay, look, some things that the government do is good. Some are not, okay? But at least it's a start, okay?
Take cover! Call in the artillery strikes. Don't move! Stay out there! It's suicide! I'm not a coward. I'm not leaving my post. Your post is about to be shot all to pieces. My job's to call in artillery strikes. I'm not running away from it. You're running away from bullets! No, I'm not running anywhere. I'm not afraid.
Wait,
He's dead, Johannes. But I think I can salvage his radio.
Dan,
Cover me!
okay, go. Again, for once, I think gamers, this is what gamers want at the end of the day. Oh, yeah, sorry, just checking. You know what? Last one, let's resort.
Euer Boden!
Come on.
Over by those crates!
They're overrunning the trenches!
Nach vorn! Die beiden Kisten los!
Boom, boom.
Boden!
Reload.
Head to the aid station!
So again, yeah, I know this is maybe a small win that AAA.
Bahater! We're heading
Well,
up the base to get contact
regardless,
with the
listen.
Canadians! Let's go!
Look, folks, regardless, I think even if we are now winning, but at the same time, we have to keep calling these people out. And I'm gonna make another video on my second channel where I react on Sweet Baby Inc. wants to take revenge on their failed game, which I don't know how that's gonna work.
What happened to the Canuck?
Stupidity.
Yes.
The Canadians are on their way!
So again, it'll be interesting to see because remember, Sweet Baby Inc. is still not giving up, okay? And we're not too. We're not giving up too, okay?
But don't get comfortable, because before the recovery comes the collapse.
Ah, yes.
In short, expect chaos. A lot of studios won't go down quietly, and
Like
many
Sweet Baby
will
Inc.
lash out at gamers instead of taking accountability.
2026 is the impact year. The meteor that wiped out the dinosaurs. AAA might be headed for extinction.
This isn't speculation. This is what investors controlling billions in gaming capital seem to be preparing for, based on hard data that's already out there. All we've done is translate it and show you not just what's happening, but why.
At least this time, the apocalypse won't be boring. It's going to be a reckoning.
Shout out to Gothic Therapy, Master of the TDS, okay? They've done a good job. 2026 is coming and I don't know what to say.
Look! The Canadians are breaking through!
This is
Where
a...
are the green
I'm
flares?
gonna
What
use this as a
difference
meme.
does it make?
The Canucks were to use green flares to signal their approach, so we would... It's not the Canadians!
Radinsky! Lucky! He's dead, Ulan! We will be too if we don't fall back!
Yeah. I'm gonna use that as a meme.
We need artillery! Ulan! Spot target with Bahader!
Oh, I'm gonna need this meme.
Tanks advancing!
Again. Honestly, look, let me be clear
Keep the
one
tanks
thing,
from the
okay?
base.
I really don't like when people lose their job or anything, but when it comes to activists, okay, I have no sympathy
We
for them,
need
alright?
artillery fire on those tanks!
Because these people who got laid off, well, not all of them, okay? The
Look at the
majority
place
of them,
over
why they attack gamers because every time there's a slight bit of criticism, they call gamers
This club
incel.
should end up like Baron!
Incel, chuds, what? Racist, homophobe, xenophobe, whatever you want
Look
to call
at the
it.
base of the hill!
Where they're
Kill them!
because gamers are the actual consumer. Many of these Western AAA, they fail to realize that.
Tanks advancing!
Man, it took this long to get to where we are. Unbelievable.
Keep the tanks from the base!
I have to say one thing, folks.
Kill them!
Incoming?
Incoming!
Ulan! Radio in! We need the Canadians!
Radio's gone! We've no more support!
Okay.
We will not lose this hill! Keep fighting down the base!
Well, and it's gonna do good, hopefully. Well. Ow. Okay. Oh, ow. Yeah. So again, like I said, to the indie game developers, continue to do what you do best, okay? Continue.
That tank!
Ooh. Boom. One.
Got him!
Wait. Uno.
Where the hell are the Canadians?
So again, indie, AA, and
Up
games
the
made
hill
in the
behind
East,
us.
okay? Continue to do what you do best. Most importantly, for the Eastern developers, fix the performance issue, okay? Eastern developers, your main improvement Sorry, making sure. Okay, for Eastern developers, your main improvement is performance issues, okay? Before that, let me tell you this. For Eastern developers and Indie and AA, continue to do what you do best. And for Eastern AAA, what you need to do is fix your performance issue, okay? Make sure, and I do mean make sure the game is playable, okay? If you do that, gamers will support you, okay? And that goes same for Capcom, okay? Capcom, from now on, it's time for you and Bandai Namco to go back to Japan. Regardless whether Resident Evil 9 succeeds or not, you need to go back to Japan. And that goes same for Bandai Namco. When it comes to Tekken, okay? It's time to return back to Japan. And most importantly, remove de novo, Capcom. You see what happened with Monster Hunter Wilds. If you don't want Resident Evil 9 to suffer the same fate, then remove de novo. This is me celebrating. This is me celebrating, folks.
That's it! They're running! We did it! We did it!
I'm sorry we got here a little late.
I want time to gather my men.
I thought I saw your squad up at the manor house.
The dead ones.
Ah.
I don't want to see them buried here. I want to take them home.
Well, they've certainly earned that, at least.